Hey folks, welcome to part 2 of the Fat Rabbit Haul. We are now in the classic country vinyl portion of the haul. I've got a bunch of albums to show you. Only one is not country. So I hope you like some country, because that's definitely what we got for you. Okay. First album. This is the non-country album. It's Dick Clark, 20 Years of Rock and Roll. It's a 2 LP set. It has some great selections. Actually, I guess you could count it country, because there are a number of country artists that appear on this record. As I'm looking at the cover, first guy was Al Green. So I paid $2 for most of these records. I think the very last one I paid $8 for. But yeah, $2, and I saw Al Green's name, the first thing, it was bought. But you keep going through there. Curtis Mayfield, the Edwin Hawkins singers, of course, Edwin Hawkins being the great gospel legend that passed recently, just last week. And Otis Redding, Van Morrison, Loving Spoonfuls, McCoys, Shangri-Las, Dion, Frankie Avalon, Everly Brothers, Jerry Lee Lewis, Johnny Cash, Carl Perkins. So right there you've got Johnny Cash and Carl Perkins kind of representing the country side of everything. Kind of cool, because I'm old enough. I'm old enough to remember listening to the radio. And I'm not talking about streaming it over the internet. I'm talking about listening to the radio, Dick Clark and his countdown. And so it's cool. And of course he had the show American Bandstand, and of course the New Year's Rockin' Eve and all that good stuff. And he was just timeless, and it's cool to have a record with him on it. It did have this album. It's on Buddah Records. I will say this, for these albums to be as old as they are pretty sharp looking. I was really pleased. Now, not all of them were. I made sure to cherry pick, but the ones I got look exceptional. This is on Buddah Records. Okay, so, and then there's an insert. Dick Clark, 20 Years of Rock and Roll Yearbook. And it kind of gives, each year is represented by a cut. There's some years are represented by more than one song, but each year has a song. And so in the book, it kind of goes over the history and the what was going on in the world at the time, and very cool item. So that's the first album, Dick Clark, 20 Years of Rock and Roll. Then I picked this up. It's Stony End, Linda Ronstadt and the Stone Ponies. It's on the Pickwick label. So I'm guessing that it's a compilation album of sorts, I assume. But I've been trying to pick up Linda Ronstadt stuff. I like her. And of course, the third album is Linda Ronstadt, Prisoner in Disguise. I've seen this album before, but this is the cleanest copy I've ever seen. There she is on the back. What the gatefold looks like. This album was, of course, on Asylum Records. The next album, kind of unique. It's a Jenny C. Riley. Plantation Records. But this is kind of a unique cover in that it folds out both ways. And you get a big poster of Jenny C. Riley. The inside looks like this. Let's see the plantation label. Looks super clean, except for that. These do need to probably run through the spin clean. That has got a hair on it. That's going to drive me nuts. So I get it clean. Okay. But yeah, this album is called Things Go Better With Love. It includes Jenny's hit single, The Rib. I'm afraid. I'm very afraid. I'm not that familiar with her music, so I don't know what that's about, but I can only guess. Anyway, the next album is Banjo Bandits, Roy Clark, and Buck Trent. And I really don't know Buck Trent. It's on ABC label. Don't know Buck Trent, but I know Roy Clark is just an incredibly talented guitarist and banjo player. So I snagged that. Then it says it's a collector's limited edition. I don't know. Plaza House, Buck Owens, and Tennessee Ernie Ford. Country Gold Award album. There's the label. As I look at the back of the album, I Got a Tiger by the Tail is on there for Buck Owens, and Tennessee Ernie Ford, 16 Tons. So the two most iconic songs, I guess, for them. Hello Happiness, Goodbye Loneliness for Buck. I know that one well too. So, yeah. Had to grab that one. There was a little bit of writing on some of these around the song listings. Like, in some instances, times were marked and such. That's a little annoying, but I can live with it. Talk about a young man. Hank Williams Jr. I Got a Right to Cry. They All Used to Belong to Me. It's from 1971. There were a couple other albums from a young Hank Williams Jr., but none of them were clean like this one. GM. So I grabbed that. I haven't seen too many Hank Williams Jr. pictures before he donned the trademark beard and hats. And all right, so next one, Hank Williams Jr., Man of Steel. Svelte, Hank Williams on the back. This is from 81, I believe. 83, I'm sorry. Let's see. It's on Asylum. The next one, Hank again. Hank Williams Jr. Major Moves. And this has got All My Rowdy Friends on it. We've got Blues Medley. Just love that cover. All right, and then the final Hank Williams Jr. album, 5-0. Original inner sleeve. Got some pictures of Hank on the other side. So it's a really clean copy. All right. Next, Country Partners. Conway 20, Loretta, Lynn. This is from 74. And MCA Records. Then we scored Loretta Lynn, Conway 20. United Talent. Boy, I tell you, there was a time in country music when it seemed like these duos were like mixed tag team, like a mixed tag team division. You had all folks like was it Porter Wagner and Tammy Wynette, and I think I've got one with George Jones and somebody. All right. Then we've got Kenny Rogers in the first edition. This is Tell It All, Brother. Trying to see a year on it, but I don't see a year. On Reprise Records. I still don't see a year. But my mom was a big Kenny Rogers fan. Probably the first major concert I ever saw was Kenny Rogers. And I can remember being a little kid putting on the 45s and singing along. Songs like Music Man. So here's another Kenny Rogers in the first edition. This one's called, oddly enough, Something's Burning. But when you look at the look at the album in a whole. You could put some smoke in there or something. I don't see nothing burning. Then you've got the gatefold. Yeah. Something's burning. They must smell it because I can't see nothing. All right, now last of the $2 records, the Electric Horseman soundtrack, Willie Nelson. Gold stamp promo. Unfortunately, someone did some writing down here on it, but that's okay. That's okay. You don't see it that clean that often. Columbia Records. Alright, now for the big album. Paid $8 for this, and it doesn't, I don't think this one's going to disappoint me. Excuse me. Johnny Cash. Destination Victoria Station. The cover looks absolutely fantastic. Near mint, I would say. The vinyl looks gorgeous. It's on Columbia Records. I've never really seen this album before. I can't recall ever hearing about it. It focuses on railroad songs, but it does say Columbia Special Products, so I don't know. Maybe it was. I don't know really what that means, but I don't recall having ever seen. Whoops! Ah, great, Dale. Butterfingers. All right, but it's very glad to pick this up. For my Johnny Cash collection. I need to do a couple videos, because it's going to take a couple videos if I do my Johnny Cash collection. So anyway, we're getting up there in time, so just wanted to show you that haul. And again, hope everyone's doing well. It's been a good weekend here. It's been nice and warm, and able to get outside a little bit, and so it's been good. One thing I'm noticing is this light is so bright, it's kind of making me look like I'm half dead, but I'm not. Alright, y'all have a good evening. Jake's around here somewhere. I think last I heard some crunching in the kitchen, so he was probably eating. So anyway, peace.